Recent motions to reject the other's request for a summary judgment were submitted by the SEC and Ripple, respectively. The release of the documents Ripple has constantly requested was hailed last week. In the meantime, Ripple's chief engineer announced that he would be retiring from Ripple SEC case. The court battle nears a decision in the most recent step in the continuing dispute. Both Ripple and the SEC have each answered the other's applications for summary judgment. Earlier, applications for summary judgment had been submitted by both Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission. If accepted, a judge would then make a decision on the case, avoiding the necessity for a trial. However, on Friday of last week, each party submitted a separate move to dismiss the other's request for summary judgment. The SEC stated that there is undisputed evidence that Ripple offered unregistered securities without authorization and that the motion should be denied. On this premise, the federal regulator filed a complaint against the corporation in December 2020. Ripple asserted that the SEC lacked the legal authority to demand that it register XRP as a securities. Crucial docs made public last week prior to this. Ripple disclosed in the disclosure of specific documents that it had made up to 6 requests. The SEC made these observations regarding the alleged Hyman documents. They allegedly make public SEC remarks regarding a lecture given by William Hyman, a former director of the Corporate Finance Division. In his lecture, Hyman stated that although he had originally thought of Ethereum as a security, his later comprehension of the blockchain-based transactions had led him to conclude that current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions. In order to prove that the SEC is aware of Hyman's assertion that Ethereum is not a security, Ripple requested the publication of these notes. Applying a similar logic, Ripple thinks this will support their argument that XRP is not a security. Records might not be sufficient. Regardless of how prestigious Ripple may be, a legal expert contends that the viewpoint of a former SEC official is probably unimportant. He contends that the Supreme Court, which has consistently upheld the Howey test standard, still has the final say. The essence of a security, as defined by this criterion, is an investment of money in a common enterprise with a reasonable expectation of profit to be derived from the efforts of others. SEC Chair Gary Gensler thinks that most cryptocurrencies would qualify as securities under this criteria. One major exception, which he claimed would be considered a commodity, is Bitcoin. However, another research found Exhibit 167 of Ripple's request to deny the SEC states that people who purchased XRP for investment purposes did not expect profits to come from Ripple, but from market movements or other sources. A longtime employee is leaving, even while it has nothing to do with the litigation. It's important to note that the chief developer of the XRP ledger has resigned. However, holders of XRP were granted permission by a federal judge in the United States to join a lawsuit brought by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) against Ripple Labs. The token owners can submit their application to intervene in the well-known case. According to the judge, the court has reviewed the letters from the parties. Judge Annalisa Torres of the Southern District of New York stated the proposed intervener's request for leave to file a motion to intervene is granted. The XRP holders must submit their application to intervene. According to CoinGeek, Judge Torres first denied the XRP holders' plea to intervene. XRP holders submitted a motion to join the SEC case against Ripple Labs and its executives as third-party defendants. The company has been sued by the regulator for selling XRP, which it views as a security. Ripple Labs is still being pursued by the new commissioner. Deaton Law Firm submitted the motion to intervene on behalf of 6,000 XRP holders. The law firm contended that the SEC implied that holders of XRP held an unregistered security by asserting that all XRP tokens are securities. The fact that it was directly affecting them made the action vital. Deaton further emphasized the significant losses these investors had suffered as a result of the SEC action. The asset was being delisted from numerous American exchanges, which caused a wild fall in price and the loss of more than 3/4 of its worth. At the time, Deaton pegged the losses at about $15 billion. A week after the XRP holders' move to intervene was submitted, the legal team defending Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse, the chairman and CEO of Ripple, respectively, filed a motion in support of the motion in support of the motion. The SEC, according to the complaint, was unsure as to whether it was making an allegation that XRP was a security or merely pursuing Ripple Labs' sales of XRP based on the circumstances of those sales. Defendants agree that interveners should be allowed to proceed with their motion to clarify this point, Ripple said. Given this ambiguity and the possible precedential impact of this lawsuit on non-parties, XRP has been on a roller coaster ride since the start of this year, hitting new highs and plummeting to surprising lows. However, amid this volatility, major investors have been steadily acquiring more XRP tokens since February. On-chain data indicates Ali Martinez, a famous crypto chartist, first drew public notice to this bullish trend in a recent tweet. Ali noted that large whale investors holding between 10 million and 100 million XRP have amassed a staggering 1.1 billion XRP tokens since late February, citing information from the blockchain analytical tool Sentiment. According to Ali, the market value of these tokens at the time of disclosure was $570 million. This assertion is supported by a review of Sentiment's XRP charts. Notably, data indicates that after it fell to a one-year low in late February, these wealthy addresses have increased their combined balance. The balance of these whale addresses had dropped to a low of 3.6 billion XRP tokens on February 17. The last time their collective holdings saw this value was in February 2022, when XRP was still changing hands between $0.6 and $0.9. These whales eventually leading to the 3.6 billion XRP balance. Once their balance had recovered, they created another accumulation trend. The combined balance on these addresses has grown to its current value of 4.7 billion XRP thanks to this accumulation strategy, which was maintained during market volatility and rallies. At this rate, it won't take these investors more than 5 months to acquire 1.10 billion XRP. The accumulation especially saw a marked uptick in late March amid bullish speculations surrounding the Ripple SEC lawsuit. This supported XRP independent surge in March. This accumulating pattern has remained amid the current increased interest in Bitcoin and other crypto assets among institutional investors such as BlackRock, WisdomTree, and Invesco. Along with these wealthy shareholders, addresses with less XRP have accumulated throughout the months. Sentiment data reveals that addresses holding 10,000 to 1 million XRP have amassed 750 million XRP since mid-January. Meanwhile, hasn't changed much since June 23, when it fell below $0.50. Since then, the asset has primarily fluctuated between $0.46 and $0.49. There has been no success in regaining the $0.50 territory. Should the idea of permanently freezing Ripple's escrow account be upheld? The key question of the day is whether or not the proposal to permanently freeze Ripple's escrow account should be upheld. Please remember to hit the notification bell and subscribe to our channel so you can be the first to learn about new developments involving XRP. Thank you, and see you in the next one.